Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. As part of the usual, I am Cobble as Cobble. Greetings and salutations, and welcome back. As you can see, we are usually doing have our setup for our unboxing Fat Packs of Magic the Gathering. However, since none are available, and I'm not opening up my expensive, which one is that? My core deck, my Modern Horizons 2, which will probably do that one up on the either live form at the 1,000 video mark or some other point. You're getting close, but I don't know. Tell me in the comments below, when do you want me to open the Modern Horizon Fat Pack 2? But since we don't have any either, we've started a new series. This will be number 3 in the set of unboxing decks of Magic that I've played and giving a concept idea, mechanics, and a couple other reasons how I build my decks. And since I've been playing Magic since mid-90s, it shows you how old I am. So, without further ado, we're unboxing our next deck. This one is one of the newer decks-ish that I built in the last upcoming seasons. When we had the Shards of Allura and other sets that came out, this concept came into mind. It's red-white. As most of you will figure out, I'm a Boros player, so I'll run a lot of decks as a base red and white. But this one had some interesting mechanics. So without further ado, we will start with, I don't know why we held this. Oh yeah, I remember. We'll have a Horseshoe Crab, 2 colorless, 1 blue. 1/3, play a white, untap Horseshoe Crab. So, there will be a reasoning that will be explained why we have a blue in a red-white heavy deck. So, next up we have a mountain. We have a plateau. Add either a red or white to your mana pool. We have a house rule in our group that states if you have the original card, that you're allowed to proxy in cards because they'll have a higher likelihood of getting stolen and or are worth a lot of money. So we will run proxies in our decks, which is a house rule. But majority of the time, if we're playing with like public games like that, we'll switch out because each card will have a secondary card behind it. Like example, there's a mountain behind this card, so depending on where we're playing, we'll switch those cards out so there isn't a form of cheating or what have you, but that's one of our house rules. Next up, we have a Battlegate Mimic. 2-drop, 2/1, 1 colorless, and a red or white. Creature Shapeshifter. Whenever you play a spell that's both red and white, Battlegate Mimic becomes a 4/2 and gains first strike until end of turn. So, you play a red and white spell, it gets bigger, and things happen. So you'll see inside the deck there is enchantments that will trigger those internal abilities. Next up we have an Avon Squire. 2-drop, 1/1, 1 colorless, 1 white. Bird Soldier, flying, Exalted. Exalted is the concept and mechanic of the deck that's based around. Whenever a creature you control attacks alone, that creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. That triggers for every exalted creature you have in play. Next up, we have an Akarasin Squire, 1-drop, 1/1, human soldier, exalted. Next up, we have another Battlegate Mimic. We have a Plains. We have the Naya Panorama, land, tap, add 1 mana to your mana pool, 1 colorless mana to your mana pool, pay 1, sack Naya Panorama, search your library for a basic mountain, forest, or plains card, and put that into play tapped and shuffle your library. So you see why we have the mana fixers in there to not necessarily adjust your mana curve for your dual colored decks, but it gives you, for some cards that do this. Next up we have Lightning Talons, 2-drop, 3-drop, 2 colorless, 1 red. Enchanted Aura, enchant creature gets +3/+0 and has first strike. So, for an example, if you would enchant that on the Battlegate Mimic, It won't get it's not a red and white spell, but it will still get 5. It becomes a 5/1 first striker. But if you put that on like this particular one, Hobgoblin Dragoons, 3-drop, 2 colorless, 1 red or white, 1/2 flying first strike, and you would play the Battlegate Mimic would get its abilities. Next up, Mountain. Next up, we have Bronze Strong Arm, or Brian Strong Arm. 4-drop, 4/4, 2 colorless, 1 red, 1 white. Legendary creature, giant warrior, lifelink. Whenever creature deals damage, you gain that much life. Pay 1 red, tap, sack a creature other than Brian Stride Arm. Brian Stride Arm deals damage equal to its sacrifice creature's power to target player. So essentially, you see where the Exalted will come in there. You'll have a big guy that's attacking you, and with all the Exalted ones, one guy will be attacking you, and then you would either hit him or you would sacrifice him and throw him with Brian, because why not? Next up, we have the Dungar Mine Captain, 3-drop, 2/1, 2 colorless, 1 red or white. Pay 1 red or white, play 1 colorless plus 1 red or white. Untap attacking creature. Attacking creatures get +1/+0 until end of turn. This is untapping a creature, so it's kind of the reverse of the whole tap to get bigger. This untaps things to get bigger. Next up, we have another Aven Squire. We have a Mountain. Another Mountain. Next up, we have Scourge of the Nobilis. 3-drop, enchantment aura, 2 colorless, 1 red or white. Enchant creature. As long as enchanted creature is red, gets +1 and has pay red or white, this creature gets +1/+0 to turn, essentially fire breathing. And as long as the creature is white, it gets +1/+1 and has lifelink. So combine that with the Battlegate Mimic, it becomes a 4/2/5/6 6/4 fire breathing attacker. So you see where it kind of goes with that. We have Soul's Grace, 2-drop, instant, 1 colorless, 1 white. You gain life equal to target creature's power. We have a Mountain. Next up, we have an Oblivion Ring, 3-drop, 2 colorless, 1 white. Enchantment. When an Oblivion Ring comes into play, remove another target non-land permanent from the game. When the Oblivion Ring leaves play, return that removed card to play under its owner's control. So essentially, if you set up your Planeswalkers start going off, you can just like, yeah, no. We have another Lightning Talons. We have a Scourge of the Nobilis, another one. We have a Bird Token, because this deck will produce bird tokens. We'll have another plane. We have another Aven Squire. Planes. Then we have Fanning the Flames. X colorless +2 red. Sorcery, buyback 3. When you play this, an additional 3. When you play this spell, if you do, put it into your hand instead of your graveyard as part of spell's effect. Fanning the Flames deals X damage to target creature or player. So that's just a late game fireball, but with buyback. So you just keep casting over and over again. Another Plains. Another Plains. Next up, we have a Heartfire Hobgoblin, 3-drop, either red or white, or a combination of those 3 colors. Double strike, 2/2 Goblin Soldier. We have another Naya Panorama. Another Plains. Next up, we have a Fiery Fall, 6-drop, instant. Fiery Fall deals 5 damage to target creature. Basic land cycling, 1 colorless, 1 red. Discard this card, search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. One additional mana fixers. Next up, we have a Seagold Paladin, 2-drop, 2/2, Human Knight, 2 white, First Strike, Exalted. Our planes. Then we have a Double Cleave, 2-drop, 1 colorless, 1 red or white, instant. Target creature gains double strike until end of turn. Another planes. We have a Hobgoblin Dragoons, 3-drop, 1/2, 2 colorless, red or white, flying, First Strike, 1/2. We have another Plateau, Mountain. We have a Guardians of the Escara, 3-drop, 0/4, Human Soldier, Defender, Exalted. Next up, we have a Spite-Mare, 3-drop, 3/3, 2 colorless, and 2 red or white, or combination of both. When Spite-Mare is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to target creature or player. Next up, another Scourge the Noblest. Another Hearthfire Hobgoblin. Then we have a Soul's Fire, 3-drop, instant, 2 colorless, 1 red. Target creature you control target creature you control in play deals damage equal to its power to target creature or player. Next up, we have a Terramorphic Expanse, land, tap, sacrifice Terramorphic Expanse, search your library for a basic land card, and put that into play tapped, then shuffle your library. We have an Avon Squire, another one. Next up, we have Mob Justice, 2-drop sorcery, 1 colorless, 1 red. Mob Justice deals 1 damage to target player for each creature you control. We have another Avon Squire. Now, there might be more in the deck. I might have to go thin it out and figure out, but we don't carry most Magic 1 decks. You don't have more than 4 copies, but these decks they haven't seen a light of day in quite a while. So, because the majority of the game group doesn't hang out or kind of went our separate ways. So all these decks have just been sitting in cold storage. Next up, we have the Akarzian Squire, 1-drop, 1/1, Human Soldier, Exalted. We have another Double Cleave. Another Guardians of the Akarza. Next up, we have Furious Assault, 3-drop, 2 colorless, 1 red, enchantment. When you play a creature spell, Furious Assault deals 1 damage to target player. Angelic Benediction, 4-drop, enchantment, 3 colorless, 1 white. Exalted, whenever a creature you control attacks alone, you may tap target creature. Another Soul's Fire. Another Squire. We have another Soul's Grace. I'm not sure if we said earlier, but 2-drop, 1 colorless, 1 white, instant. You gain life equal to target creature's power. Next up, we have the Hobgoblin Dragoons. We have a Ranger of Eos, 4-drop, 3 colorless, 1 white, 3/2. Human Soldier. When Ranger of Eos comes into play, you may search your library for up to 2 creatures with converted mana cost 1 or less. Reveal them and put them into your hand. If you do, shuffle your library. So that was one of the ways to get those Squires out early and get the Exalted going. Another Angelic Benediction. Another Battlegate Mimic. Dungar Assailant, 1-drop, 1 red or white, 1/1 Dwarven Soldier. Dungar Assailant deals 1 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. Next up, we have another Fiery Fall. Another Naya's Panorama. Another Oblivion Ring. Another Oblivion Ring. Another Lightning Talons. Another Plains. Another Double Cleave. A Dungar Mine Captain again. And then we have one more plane. So, in this deck there is there's 22 land in this deck. And there's 49 cards in there. So 49, 59, 69. So it's a 70 card deck plus a token. But the Horseshoe Crab actually is in the wrong deck. So I don't know why it got in here. Oh, I think I know why. To be able to untap Brian and do it a couple more times. But that shouldn't be in here. But yeah, so it's essentially it's a 2-to-1 deck, essentially. Do a quick shuffle here. Because honestly, we don't really need the Nayas in here anyways, since we don't have another color that we got to worry about. So you can actually deconstruct this a little bit as well. Because those, there was I'm missing part of the deck, which is very possible, or because some of those cards don't have any sense in here, or they were in here for some reason, but I don't see anything in here that requires a different color. So that might have just been got mixed up by accident. So, but anywho, we'll just remove those. Move those real quick. One of them. So I'll take us to a 20 card deck. And we'll just go from there. Because like I said, this deck is had a couple versions of it, and as new things come in, cards were taken out. But I believe that half the deck is, a portion of the deck is missing. But I could be wrong. But we only will find out the more unveilings that we do and see if cards got mixed in places where they shouldn't be. So right now the deck is, yeah, essentially it's a 2-to-1 build. So, but yeah, the bird token doesn't even make sense in here, so I think it just got shuffled in by accident. So, but hey, we'll figure that out as we go on there. But thank you all again for coming out to the channel. If you want to see more breakdowns of my over 50 to 100 decks, feel free to let me know in the comments below. And if you could, give the video a like and subscribe to see a bunch of other content, because this is the 12th, 13th, 15th, 16th video that we've done so far today. So until next time, this is Cobble saying, have a good night, and we shall see you in the next one.